The top stories for the hour: Belgian Ambassador appreciates Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative. And a scholar applauds Ethiopia's AFCFTA strategy. Greetings and welcome to ABC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. I'm Hikmat Tamam with the news for the hour. Now the news in detail. Ethiopia's Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Turuna stated that the next generation deserves a better natural environment and a prosperous country. The Deputy Prime Minister made this remark during the launch of a climate change response plan implementation dubbed as a National Determined Contribution Implementation Plan in Addis Ababa. In his remarks, Temesgen highlighted that the primary objective of the Green Legacy Initiative is to address climate change and promote green development in Ethiopia and across the region. The Deputy Prime Minister emphasized Ethiopia's climate-friendly wheat production program has allowed the nation to adapt to the impacts of climate change and effectively respond when such challenges arise. On the other hand, Temesgen also highlighted the significance of renewable energy, stating that it has changed his country from relying on non-renewable resources of energy to renewable ones. He called upon all Ethiopians and partners to join forces in the spirit of unity, ensuring that the climate and environmental policies and plans formulated by the country are properly implemented. The United Nations has announced its readiness to jointly carry out monitoring activities to ensure proper access to humanitarian aid for women affected by conflicts in Ethiopia. United Nations commitment was reiterated by Christian Saunders, Under Secretary General for Office of the Special Coordinator on Improving United Nations Response to Sexual Exploitation and Abuse, during his meeting with Ethiopia's Minister of Women and Social Affairs, Ergoge Tesfaye. During the meeting, Ergoge Tesfaye said that various works are being done to prevent gender-based violence, to ensure gender equality, and to empower women. Ergoge added that the government is working in coordination with international organizations to support and rehabilitate women who have been affected by various conflicts and other man-made disasters in the country. Christian Saunders, on his part, said that the United Nations will work closely with Ethiopia to protect women from violence and protect their rights, as well as to ensure that humanitarian assistance is properly accessible to women who have been affected by conflicts.
And I'm right here in Ethiopia, and if you care to know, I'm in Guba, where the biggest dam in Africa is located right now. So what you're witnessing is greatness. You know the reason why I say this? The Western world, they came to teach us this. And they put confusion in our mind. So many things in our mind. We keep fighting each other. But now, our eyes are clear. The biggest dam by Ethiopians and for Ethiopia and the rest of Africa. This is game-changing.
At this moment, I happen to find myself inside Goba, at the largest dam in Africa. The largest dam in Africa. I repeat, it's amazing. This project is just mind-blowing. They did it by themselves. Ethiopians, you guys, you are amazing. Because when I hear the story behind this very dam, it melts my heart. Ethiopians themselves, they contributed, came together to make this project a reality. I say kudos to you guys. We are all African and we are here in the land of origins. Thank you, Ethiopia. I love it here and I'm definitely going to be back. See you soon.
Welcome back from the short break. Moving on to other news. Belgian Ambassador to Ethiopia, Stefan Thijs, says Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative is an exemplary to the whole world to fight climate change. Talking to EBC World, the ambassador also lauded the move taken by the government and tipped cautious to effectively grow the trees. Shagayo Matao has the following report.
Climate change is impacting the whole world in profound and far-reaching ways, including severe droughts, rising sea levels, environmental degradation due to population growth, and loss of natural resources, among others. To scrap deforestation and its negative impact, ensure food security, conserve natural resources in general to realize Green Ethiopia, the country launched the Green Legacy Initiative in 2019 and so far planted over 32 billion trees. Talking to EBC World, Belgian Ambassador to Ethiopia, Stefan Thijs, said the Ethiopian Green Legacy Initiative is an exemplary to the whole world to fight climate change.
What I can say you is that I'm very, very much amazed by what your Prime Minister and your government is doing with the Green Legacy. It's an example for the world. Really, I mean this, really. Because what is nice on the Green Legacy is that your government and your Prime Minister wants to involve all the people of Ethiopia. Everybody becomes responsible. Everybody can contribute to the bigger goal, and this is fantastic. The climate change is a problem which affects the whole world. So the whole world, it means the humanity, wherever you live. If you live in Europe, in Africa, or in Asia, everybody is impacted by the climate change.
Associate Professor at Addis Ababa University Vegetation Ecology and Biodiversity at Center for Environmental Science, Gemedo Dale, for his part, highlighted that awareness creation of the public on planting trees and conserving resources has been raised and urged to institutionalize its sustainability.
The culture, thanks to the continued effort of Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, now everybody is now talking about the need to plant tree seedlings, the need to conserve natural resources. That one is now, the awareness has been raised. The understanding is now there. Previously, during my government responsibility, the struggle is to convince people, particularly in leadership position in some local communities, to plant tree seedlings, as well as to manage forests, because there were times when leaders say we have to give priority to feeding our people. That's fine. There is no issue on that. We have to feed our people, but we have to feed them in a sustainable way.
Commending the milestone initiative, the ecology expert and the ambassador advised Ethiopians to identify the right species and take care of plants while planting trees.
The way we have been doing needs to be revisited. In one, are we identifying the right species from the very beginning, not on planting day, from the very beginning, from seedling start, from the nursery side to the planting season? Did we identify which species is needed for what purpose? Do we know which species is relevant and should be planted in what agroecology?
The only thing I think I have to stress is, of course, it cannot only be a kind of a publicity show. You have to take care, of course, of these trees. So once you have planted them, you have to really take care that they grow and that they have a nice future. So this is, I think, essential.
In this rainy season, Ethiopia is set to plant 7.5 billion to reach 40 billion seedlings, with overall target of 50 billion by 2025.
The ratification of Ethiopia's national AFCFTA implementation strategy is said to be one of the important milestones in the implementation of AFCFTA. Approached by EBC World researcher at Policy Study Institute, Ababa Ambacha reiterated compiling the draft strategy efforts have been put in place to ensure the inclusiveness of stakeholders. Tegasser Nisa has sat down with the researcher. Take a look.
To implement African Continental Free Trade Area (AFCFTA), Ethiopia has been taking several steps, starting from ratifying the agreement, establishing a national AFCFTA coordinating committee, aligning its trade and investment policies, investing in infrastructure development, and promoting awareness and capacity building. The development of Ethiopia's national AFCFTA strategy is said to be one of the important milestones in the implementation of the agreement. Talking to ABC World, researcher at Policy Study Institute, Dr. Abebe Ambacho reiterated that compiling the drafted strategy, efforts have been put in place to ensure inclusiveness.
Ratifying the agreement is not the end goal of this strategy or this agreement. Rather, you need to develop your own strategy, and so far more than 40 countries who ratified the agreement like that of Ethiopia have developed their own strategy and trying to benefit from this initiative. So Ethiopia so far didn't have a national implementation strategy that considers all sectors and stakeholders. So in this strategy, we are trying to engage all the important stakeholders that are either negatively or positively affected by this strategy or this initiative. So they would be expressing their views, their feelings, their risks, their priorities, and we will be also considering all those things in the strategy development.
With regard to reaping the benefits of AFCFTA, the researcher further stated that Ethiopia's own implementation strategy has to be tailored.
The strategy development is very vital, very important steps for the implementation, because unless you have your own strategy, you cannot benefit from this kind of initiative. We have to gain, we have to improve our economies, we have to diversify our export, we have to facilitate trade, and we have to have a private sector that takes up this opportunity and expand trade and investments within Ethiopia. So with that, this strategy will identify priority actions that the government needs to take to facilitate the participation of the private sector, to facilitate trade, investment, so that Ethiopia can maximize the benefit of engaging in this kind of agreement.
Ethiopian Policy Study Institute, in collaboration with Ethiopian Ministry of Trade and Regional Integration and also United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, have started to develop Ethiopia's AFCFTA implementation strategy.
The chief administrator of the Harar region calls on foreign and local investors to invest in the region. The administrator has pledged comprehensive support for interested investors to engage in service sector. The historic city of Harar has finalized preparations to welcome thousands of new generation of Ethiopian diasporas and friends of Harari people to observe Harari Day. Our staff reporter Goshu Meliso has compiled the following report from Harar.
The ancient and historic city of Harar is striving to achieve remarkable growth in tourism and investment sectors. The city has finalized preparations to welcome new generation of Ethiopian diasporas while celebrating its 26th edition of International Harari Day.
The 26th edition of Harari International Day will be celebrated starting July 4, 2024 for 10 consecutive days. We have made preparations to welcome new generation of Ethiopian diaspora. The event provides exceptional opportunities for new generations to know and familiarize with their country's history, culture and wisdom. The 26th Harari Day has also a role to enhance the region's economic activities.
As part of the centerpiece of the event, an exhibition and bazaar were inaugurated. Hundreds of exhibitors have displayed their services and products on the bazaar. Inaugurating the exhibition, Chief Administrator of Harari region, Ordin Berri, called local and foreign investors to invest in the region.
As Harare is a historic city, it has a huge potential to tourism, trade and investment. I call upon foreign and local investors to engage in tourism and manufacturing sector. The government will provide various assistance to local and foreign investors who are engaged in the tourism and hotel sectors, starting with the preparation of land. The main purpose of the event is to share experience revamp tourism and investment activities. Apart from strengthening social interaction, this event has also an opportunity to stimulate economic activity and achieve rapid growth.
The historic city of Harar is a symbol of love, togetherness, and hospitality. Thousands of new generation Ethiopian diasporas and friends of Harari people are expected to attend the 26th edition of International Harari Day. The day will be held for 10 days starting from July 2024. During the day, a range of activities will take place, including panel discussions, sports events, cultural festivals, and more. The day is promised to revamp the city's tourism and investment activities. Goshumel Sow, reporting for ETV, Harar.
And now, before I go, a recap of the top stories once again. Belgian Ambassador appreciates Ethiopian Green Legacy Initiative. And a scholar applauds Ethiopia's AFCFTA strategy.